the possibility of extending um, an operational section back in Ghana just so to be able to help absorb problems with unemployment. But then we'd sit back and my problem had to do with um, how easy is it going to be for a company like mine to be able to thrive with whatever political system, regardless of where the owner of the company actually belongs. So say we have NDC government or NDP government. Are we going to be able to have certain standards that could be required for bidding such that it doesn't really unnecessarily throw people out board or it doesn't disadvantage, especially startup companies? So if we can be able, or if your office can help us try to see how we can resolve policies on that help meet those imbalances or unfair competition.
Okay. And so yeah, also for Kai, I did a cover count. Actually, was having business since '96. They're not also for Kai. True. U.S. government almost standards all this stuff, changing all the time. Now, the main issue is Ghana, you need machinery to be boy and Ghana standard products. The crew how get me asset. So, side money now has to be done in Ghana. It can be a person has to be clean, labeled, and everything. That way, say, American labor by now one. Only a simple a private never fast war. Ghana, almost betting me a creative BMI. Now, one, I won't be your son, one of them. Our person, on the one seeker, I says, I in the man. Almost betting me. I am comfortable share on your situation. Now, almost me, I say, man, I'm a Ghana for say it. Me, I say, man, one. I don't want Ghana for the most. And maybe, the Parliament body did a say, maybe when Coffee Bewa or Ghana to say. And maybe, yes, a tea aqua, we were trying to bring here. That was before time. Emma, who no maybe a team one and say election by the BID. But maintain once in the air, may I move on it to the record now say a beer or be person or approaching the Naya for the record in Daniel come back near you kind of a if it's near establishes our dear one. I bet benefit Ghana for Papa any year what would to say. Spanish for even above because must actually help by any add the chair that tonight. And he say it million year by year one revenue at the Baba Ghana, it means one. I dear about one sure was Adian was a South America for someone, or whom you buy you. And he Moma in break. By year, commodity beer, a bakum have a show was Nigeria 40 by year, Kenya 4 past 30. And a baby, as I see a focus, na year, a whole year. Meaning too much about Ghana, some your money in the say, man, yet you are Ghana. I'm sir, the only yet you call Ghana, and you know right about it. And Sir Robert Pretty Avenue be my ear. Yea, Worcester has it. Ye very united. And I see a dear such should be you say, yeah, at the problem you get me a yam and let me level one. Say, a dozen so. So far, USA, yet and yet, who can see it, but yeah, I didn't be any of the dozen. And one more day, I'm also asking if he said, I deal with I have started. Kenneth Sopode and a friend, a car one, Okaya and shoe. The show for the last 3 days, now or my young will be as a bear. So, ye serious one, that issue with Ghana. Ghana for your money from Boy, yes, about one Ghana. When you're on way, yes, you want.
Just two small questions / topics. The first one is, I'm currently studying FDA regulations, and I'm very much looking forward to going home and looking at the act that you're speaking about. And hopefully after I look at it, I would love to get in contact with you so we can look at the words and the legality and see if there's any way that we can move around it. Because unfortunately, the system that we've been thrown in doesn't want capitalism to thrive outside of its borders. Once we start trying to help another economy, regardless of that being your motherland or not, it becomes an issue for the FDA, for the IRS, and for the government as a whole. So that's where students like me come in handy. We're hoping to be able to look at the legality or the language that's written in the United States and find ways around it to maneuver to make sure that our communities are being served, because it is intentional. They put up these roadblocks to make it so that it's harder for us to come up with solutions. However, I'm very appreciative to be sitting in front of everybody right now, knowing that everybody is willing to work hard and push through the barriers, and I'm going to do anything that I can do to help. And then also along your question, Worcester is the perfect place to start. Worcester has the largest population of documented Ghanaian immigrants in the United States. So if it's not here, then it's nowhere. So that's the little bit that I have to add. Thank you.
Who are you?
Estia Murphy, sorry.
So I came in late, so.
No, don't worry.
So maybe we'll just
Yeah, I was just gonna share a few thoughts about the two things they mentioned as far as trying to promote, Ghanaian products, not only to even the Ghanaians within the United States only, but also across the borders of the world. Why? Because when the pandemic struck, pretty much every country, right, suffered it. As far as Russia, Ukraine, war that's going on right now, which is pretty much economic. It's hitting every country so hard. Many countries have suffered a lot more, right, than others. And now they are lacking food supply, they are lacking other amenities to support their citizens. So from my standpoint, I see that as an opportunity that the trade ministry can, leverage on and be able to find a way that we can interject Ghanaian products into their countries to teach them. If people don't know how to eat yam, this is a fine opportunity to teach Holland how to eat yam. There's an opportunity to teach Holland, right, how to eat kokunte and other products that we have. And come to think about it, certain businesses in the United States are doing very well. Some have come up with beautiful products, well labeled, well inspected, and have the FDA approval and all of that. These products, they are selling in African, Caribbean markets, and the market is limited. However, there is a bigger market we can tap into. I think the foreign ministry, the trade ministry, can really leverage on the power that it has and also the network access that it has to other countries to create that, successful path or corridors for us to be able to expand products beyond African communities. Like, people are doing amazing things, but they are selling to the only Africans or Ghanaians living in the United States. These products can cross the borders and push into other countries as well. It could mean revenue for the country.
yeah. So that's looking at it from the point of view of Ghana opening up trade negotiations with other places to open up avenues for you. I think part of that is being done. But the other issue is private sector and government has to work together.
Yes.
So that as government is seeking to open opportunities, there's private sector that will actively respond to that, because government by itself cannot engage in these businesses. It's the private sector that should engage in the businesses. So specifically for example, in the US, Ghanaians are here, they've done a lot of things. A lot of people are beginning to acquire the taste for Ghanaian foods. They eat bamboo, and they eat KK, they eat fufu, they eat shito. So it's because we are in the private sector has provided that opportunity. And then as it works out, and then we also, government, we do our various demonstrations, like for example, agua, and the number of products are being considered. Then we can also say that shito, yam, and all those are key products. So we want to put them among the products that agua is covering. So it's a relationship, private sector and government, and the active response from private sector is usually very important for that. So you have the same kind of issue about what we will do to support you to meet the standards. That again for me should also be a private sector initiative that government should facilitate. For example, if we want to talk about cleaning and bringing it up to standard, if we had a company in Ghana that provided that sense, I think that first of all, trade people who are exporting to the US to understand that these are the conditions that you want to do. And trade can be Ministry of Trade and Industry. In the past, have facilitated sectors, and they could continue to facilitate. But the action to be taken, for example, when it came to the garments industry, I was then in Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry. The first person to have Deputy Minister from the government and Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry. When we were taking advantage of our garments industry, you had to set up a whole big institution, a room as big as this, to train people in garments manufacturing. We brought in people from Mauritius to train them, because even things like how you even stitch the bottom hole can disqualify your shirt, the clothes that you are bringing. Teach them how to do the bottom, teach them how to sew, even teach them how to cut and all those things for a long time. But there's a limit to how far government can go. We spend resources in this, they spend on the private sector, we also pick up and continue and then move on. So what I'm trying to say is that this is a serious business. If we could consider some company, a company in Ghana that can take up this responsibility, train and also provide that cleaning aspect, the fumigation, because even that fumigation, what we can do, it's not what I can do. But we can even overdo it, and when it comes, we say that we have chemicals.
Excuse me, I think that one is done here.